So I'm back with the 3025D. I've got a couple of implements to try. The first one is a disc about 5-6 foot. I don't think it's going to be a problem for the tractor to pull, but this other one may be a little bit different. What I've got is a 2-bottom plow to try out. We'll see if this little tractor will be able to pull it. It's a International Plow 3-point. It measures 18 inches, so 2 by 18. And I guess instead of waiting around, we'll just go ahead and start trying to see what this thing can do. I don't know what gear or if I'm gonna have to be low range, high range. We're just gonna try it in a couple different ones and see how it does. So this first bit of ground, I have turned it about 5 months ago with a 10-foot disc, but we'll try it here first, and then we'll go try it on some ground that hasn't been turned in, gosh, 7-8 years. So right now I've got it in 4th gear, low range, and it seems to be pulling okay, running about 1800 RPMs. Well, it didn't like that. I can't run it all the way down, so I'm going to try to get everything adjusted up and try to go ahead and get this thing turned, this area turned. So it didn't really care for bottoming that plow all the way out. So I have it set right there around 3, and it seems to be pulling pretty good there. I'm able to go into 2nd gear high range, and we are cutting somewhere around 7 inches, 6.5, 7 inches deep. And it seemed to be pulling pretty good there. I'm running up max RPM now. So we'll go ahead and try to finish getting this area here all turned up, and then we'll go try it on some ground that hasn't been turned yet. Well, I had to put it in first gear, high range. Second gear it was just loading up way too much. And I don't know if it's because of the disc being too big. As far as the 2x18, maybe it'd do better with a 2x16. But and I also had to lift it up a little bit too. I had to go from 3 to 4 to keep up speed. But it's still cutting pretty good. I'm gonna try it on this ground that hasn't been turned at all. Probably still run it at the 4 on the depth as far as the scale on this tractor. And we're gonna see what kind of stuff we can get done. Even at 4, I think it's still deep enough to do whatever I'm wanting to do. So we'll go ahead and try some fresh ground. Well, some dummy forgot to hit record while I was trying to do this here on this ground that hasn't been turned in 7 or 8 years. I was able to do it in first gear, high range. Seems to be doing better than it did on the stuff that was that I would run the disc over this fall. This, I guess I'm getting better traction. The ground isn't as soft down here. So I'm still cutting around 6 inches deep, 6.5 inches deep, depending. So I'll reset up the tripod to where you guys can watch me finish up this last little bit. well, for a little 25 horse tractor, I don't think it does too awful bad. That once I got to the spot where I had just a little bit left, I did have to raise the plow up a little bit. It was loading the tractor just a little bit too heavy. Even with the side cutters, it still was just a little bit too much. Like I say, maybe this one's a little big for the tractor, but it does what I need to do for doing food plot stuff. I think it's going to work just fine. Awful bad. So I'm going to end up giving this here, I don't know, a week or so, depending on what kind of weather we get. And then I'll bring this disc up here and see how it does pulling a disc. I don't think it'll be too bad. I think it'll pull it just fine. And I'll get a measurement on it whenever I go and make that video.